Hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. It's going to be a solo Kuva flood. And since these Kuva floods disappear all the time, I'm going to get into the mission first, and then I'll show you the build after. So, let's see, where is it? Oh, I might have already missed it. Oh no, okay, here we go. So it's Exterminate. So, if you don't know, Kuva flood are missions where you go through, you find a siphon, and you break all the limbs off the siphon, and you get Kuva as the reward. And Kuva Flood are different than the normal Kuva missions because they're level 100. So first thing you do is you always want to run backwards. There's a lot of times where the siphon is behind you, and it sucks to get to the very end of the mission and realize that the siphon was behind you the whole time. Oh, but it looks like it's already somewhere. Oh yeah, there it is. So we've already found it, so that's nice. So these guys, you gotta dash through them to make them vulnerable, and then they can be shot. But aside from that, so you kind of want to keep an eye on the siphon and see which one of these guys lifts up. And then a ball of Kuva gas will come out of it. Okay, so it's going to be over here, and you have to either dash through it or shoot it with your thing. Where is it? Okay, it juked me. So these are actually pretty hard to do. So that's why I'm using Duality build on Equinox. I'm trying to just have her get myself back up really quick. I'm just trying to have her kill the enemies while I go for the raids. Let's see, it's gonna be this way somewhere. There it was. Oh, did I get it? Nope, I totally whipped it. Okay. So these are actually pretty hard to do solo because there's just so many strong enemies, and yeah, and you can't just CC them because, like, for example, these dudes, they are invulnerable until. Okay, wait, I'm gonna get this one. I want to focus and actually find this one. There it is. Frick. Oh man, yeah, this is a really tough tile set to do it on. The infested tile sets are just so like lumpy. There's so many different corridors that you don't know where they're gonna come from. But we're gonna get this. We're gonna get this for sure. Got it. There it was. Okay. Now we're kicking fire. Alright, so yeah, with Duality build, all you really do is you check out in the top right, the smaller number is how long your Duality will be out. So I have 15 seconds left before I need to swap into a new form again. And you have to dash through these guys to make them vulnerable. Coming from over here somewhere. Yeah, so they're really hard to see. They're these like black with red dot like gas clouds. Those guys are so tanky. And they float around. There it is. I think they're red dots. I'm actually colorblind, so I probably should confirm that, but you got a glimpse of it there. If you pause the video, you can probably see it, but they're really tough to see. They kind of look like this kind of texture, but they're red instead of yellow. Oops. Yeah, and Duality Equinox, you got to be constantly moving. Your Duality dude is the guy doing most of the damage, and you're kind of just running around. Oh, there's the bubble right there. You can see it kind of stuck on the edge. It's right here. So I'll just try to kind of wait right around this area. Because I know it's going to be coming from this side again. Oh, and you gotta still dash through those dudes. Oh, I went down again. That's such bad timing. But yeah, I knew it was gonna get stuck there because we got stuck there last time. Yeah, that's the thing about the braids is sometimes they'll get stuck on terrain and they'll just kind of chill there for a sec. So like in that last one, mine was getting stuck right here. I noticed that when I went down last time. So if they get stuck in the same spot, or if they get stuck there once and it's the same braid, they're gonna get stuck there again. But yeah, so I just want to use my Duality clone, let him take care of as many enemies as he can, and then just kind of run through. I'll show you the build after this. Pretty much just maximize your duration. I don't think strength affects it, but I can't remember. If I have strength, that means it does affect it, so we'll check after to see if it does or not. It's also a summer chord tune. I got it. So yeah, if you want to get really good at this build, you basically kind of want to get the internal timer of 20 seconds or whatever your duration for your build is in your head and just recast it every time. Your clone, I think, does 4 times more damage than you, so they're the main damage dealer. And you're mainly just positioning when your clone comes out and, like, staying alive, which I've done a pretty poor job of so far, to be honest, But I have a Prime Regen and Sacrifice, so that gives me a lot of extra chances to stay alive. Another good frame for this is someone like Valkyr or Wukong that can just be invulnerable, so you just don't have to really deal with dying or the enemies at all. I guess there's one more guy up here. Oh, there's a lot of guys up here. So, also an interesting point is when you have toxic damage or any kind of damage over time, if you're rolling, you take less damage from the dot. So when I noticed that I got toxic damage there, so I just started rolling so that I wouldn't lose too much health. And then I brought the Fierce along with me too, so I can heal up when I'm low. You can also use your melee weapon to do that. You just have to take it out and hold down left trigger so that it's using an energized attack, and you also have to have Life Strike equipped in your mod slot for it to heal you. The other option is to have Healing Return, which is nice because you can do quick melees, but the healing is definitely not nearly as much. A quick melee is just like this, where you don't actually take out your melee. But yeah, I have weapon swap speed equipped, so I prefer just having the Furious as my secondary, so I can just quickly heal up. The other thing is that if you're good at Equinox, then you can be using your 4th ability to heal yourself up, but I'm never really paying attention to which mode I'm in. I'm basically using it just for Duality, but a good Equinox would be able to do that, use their 4th ability to heal themselves up, but I'm not to that level, so yeah. Anyways, so you can see we got twice as much Kuva as you normally would. And one thing I forgot to do was equip my Adarza Kavat, or not Adarza, Smita Kavat, because it has a precept that gives you double resource drops randomly, and if that happens to go off right when the Kuva siphon dies, or be active while the Kuva siphon dies, then you'll get twice as much Kuva, so you can potentially get, like 2,488 Kuva in one mission, which is 4 times better than if you're just doing a normal Kuva mission and you don't get your Kavat's little proc off. But if you're using something like the comb, maybe you do want Carrier Prime just to keep your ammo topped off. Okay, so anyways, here's my Duality build. Speed holster, you can do anything really, but I really love having speed holster on here to be able to switch to my other weapon to heal up, or switch to your other weapon if you want to have your Duality guy switch to another weapon. Like, for example, say you have a sniper as your primary, which is pretty good, unless it's really bad terrain, then you'd want to maybe switch to your secondary, which is like an AoE kind of weapon. Because your duality target, it's not very smart about not shooting things that are either invulnerable or behind terrain. Um, I don't know, it just is kind of derpy sometimes. So yeah, so power strength doesn't affect it. I don't think range affects it either, so I don't really know why I care about range here, but the main thing you want is duration. Just to have your duality, homie, whatever you call it, out for as long as possible before you have to switch again. You don't really need efficiency since it only costs, I think, 30 energy to switch. I guess I can just check real quick. 25 energy to switch, so you really aren't going to have any energy problems unless you're also trying to use like Mend to Maim or any of these other abilities in between. But yeah, here's my Furious build for healing up. The main thing you need is Winds of Purity, and then you just want to go with whatever damage type. So this would be for Grineer, and then this would be for Corpus, or this is for Corpus, and the other one is for literally any other damaged or enemy type. Then of course my thing's gonna lag out while I'm filming a video, but yeah, this is for any other person. Then I take the Legion just because this is the best melee weapon aside from Zaz for Condition Overload, which I think is just the strongest way to mod a melee weapon. There's other cheese builds like the Slash Atarax where you just do a bunch of slide attacks over and over, get your combo counter up, and they get all these critical slash procs. But I don't like that. It takes a long time to build up, and it's not that fun of a playstyle. So this is just my preferred melee weapon. These mods right here are pretty optional. Like, you could definitely swap these out for either more elemental mods if you want more status chance. So you could put in Toxin to guarantee viral. Although the Legion's passive gives you Toxin, so this should give viral. Anyways, with just cold, because it'll combine with the Toxin from the Legion's passive. But yeah, these mods are kind of, you know, up to you. But anyways, here's my comb build. So comb is amazing with the duality build, but what you have to have for the comb to be good is a status chance ribbon. This is because you want to hit 100% status chance before multi-shot. So if you take off multi-shot, you can see I'm at 100% status. This makes it so that every single pellet from your shotgun has a 100% chance of proccing a status. If you don't have 100% status, then your combined pellets will have that percent chance of proccing 1. So, say for example you have a shotgun that has 8 pellets and you're at 99% status, then you're going to proc 1 status proc if all 8 pellets hit. But if you have 100% status, then you're going to proc 8 status procs. So it's 8 times more status proccing, which is great for corrosive, like Toxin, any damage over time, like especially slash. That's why this comb is so good. It has a bunch of slash procs that it gives you. But yeah, anyways, I'll put multi-shot back on so I don't forget. But yeah, other than that, you can just try different guns out. Guns that have low reload are good because sometimes your duality thing will reload unnecessarily. So things like the Baza are good. Excoletto Prime is super good. I've seen people like snipers. I don't really like snipers that much, but they will one-shot anything if they land because you're doing 5 times damage on a sniper shot, so it's just a ton of damage. But yeah, pretty much you're just going to want to equip your best weapon. You have to be careful about blast damage though, because if you knock down your target, a lot of times your clone will just miss its following shots because the targets are on the ground, and it's just not that smart. I don't think it can self-damage, so things like the Czar and the lens can be cool. Actually, bow and arrows are terrible. Don't use bow and arrows on your duality guy, because they just cannot hit bow and arrow bullets for some reason. But things like the Czar or like what's the other one, Tonkor, whatever, self-damaging things, your clone will not self-damage itself, which is pretty redundant. But anyways, yeah, so that's the build. I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching and have a good day.